welcome back to another episode of PHT TV. Today, Eric Smith from Fidelity Imports is joining us again to speak a bit more on technical aspects of Paducah Home Theater's UK-based products. Today, we're going to talk to you about Acoustic Energy. Eric, thanks for joining us again.
My pleasure. I'm happy to be back and talking about another line that we just recently brought in that we're really excited about. That's Acoustic Energy.
Yes. I am super excited to try these guys out. Again, this whole season has kind of been me unboxing, experiencing it for the first time as we go through these videos. So I'm excited about this product as well. But another thing, we wanted to find out more information from you before we dove into the product itself.
Sure. So Acoustic Energy, again, I got to hear them for the first time as well at the Capitol Audio Fest, which was fantastic. And we actually had them paired with English Acoustics Amplifier. And it was fantastic. So it was great to hear them. I was very pleasantly surprised at the sound quality we got out of them. But let's talk a little bit about Acoustic Energy and the history. So again, a UK company, started in the 80s. And they make three levels of speakers: the 100 series, the 300 series, and the 500 series. The 100 being the entry level, 300 mid-fi, and the 500 be their upper end. So when we start talking about Acoustic Energy and what really sets Acoustic Energy apart from some of the other speaker brands is one of the things they do is they really deal with resonance in cabinets. So what they do on the 300 series and 500 series is they actually inside the cabinet, and let me just call up an image here for you real quick. I can show you this. They sandwich a layer of basically, in the US, we would call it Dynamat. So it's a bituminous layer in between the MDF. So there's absolutely no resonance whatsoever with these speakers, with these designs. They don't do that on their entry level, but they do use, instead of MDF, they use a HDF. So again, a more rigid cabinet. So that's one of the things they really are very keen on, is making sure the cabinet itself is not making sound. So the only sound coming from the speaker is from the drivers. So they have a lot more control over what they do. So very typical, again, British sound. So lots of detail without sibilance, great frequency response, easy to run. You can run pretty much any amplifier you want on them. Make a full line from bookshelf speakers to a couple sizes of floor standing speakers, and depending on the line, matching centers and subs. So it's a real full line. The flagship series, the 500 series, those will be a little bit different. They'll be using carbon fiber bass drivers and even a carbon fiber tweeter as well. So that sets them a little bit apart from some of the other manufacturers that are out there. But a great history of making fantastic speakers at their price points.
And what are those price points for those three different energy, or those
three
different tiers there?
So to give you an idea, let's just take a look at the bookshelf. So the 100 series, a retail price point on the bookshelf would be $499. When you move up to the 300 series, now you get that bituminous layer inside there. You also get a ceramic aluminum cone, so a little bit different driver materials. So you're looking at those would be about $1,000. If you want them in walnut veneer, $1,100. So the finish is a little bit nicer as well. And then when you go to the 500 series, if you go to the bookshelf, you're looking at around the $1,500 price point. There's no upcharge for the 500 series for the walnut, but there is on the 300 series just to hit a price point basically.
Okay.
And then the flagship floor standers, you're looking at the 100 series, you'd be at about $1,500. The 300 series, $2,800, and the 500 series, which would be the 520s, you're looking at about $5,000. So a wide range of price points to hit most any budget.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. They're all over the place. You can pretty much get these in your house for anybody wanting them there.
Yeah. And when you look at the reviews, so we haven't had a lot of reviews in the US because we're just kind of reintroducing them to the US. They were very big in the 80s and early 90s, but they kind of fell off a little bit. We want to bring them back to the US because we feel that these are just a fantastic speaker, not just for their price point, but just in general. They're a great speaker. They deserve to be back in the U.S., and we're starting to get a lot of reviews on these as well. Reviews in the UK and in Europe have always been stellar. It doesn't matter if it's the entry level or the flagship. They're always highly reviewed. Everyone loves these things, so we're going to do the same thing here in the U.S.
You mentioned the veneers and the price difference in the veneers. What different veneer options are available on these guys?
So when you look at the, excuse me, the 100 series, well, actually all of them are available in black and white and a walnut finish. The entry level, it's not to hit the price point, it's not a real wood veneer.
Okay.
It's a vinyl wrap. When you move to the 300 series and the 500 series, it's not just the quality of the drivers and the crossovers, but it's the quality of the materials as well. So when you go to the walnut finish, it's an actual real walnut veneer that's over the MDF.
And that is in the 300 and the 500, but not in the 100. You said.
Correct. So that is going to be in the 300 series and the 500 series. Again, to get the price point of the 100 series, there's no way you could do that in a real wood veneer.
And I'm glad you showed us the image of the MDF sandwich there, because that you mentioned that, and that kind of makes me want to cut a speaker in half. But seeing the image means I don't have to. So.
We're trying to get them to send us a sample of one cut. So when we do trade shows, we'll be at Florida Audio Expo, we'll be at Axpona, we'll do Capital Audio Fest. So we invite people to come and see these products and listen to them. We want to be able to show that, hey, here's one of the things that really sets this manufacturer apart. It's not necessarily unique to them, but it's one of the few companies that does it, and it's a technology that really, really works. It makes the cabinet inert, so you hear only the drivers. You're not hearing the cabinet itself.
Okay. And what are the different size drivers between the different tiers?
So they'll basically use the same size drivers. So we'll call up some images, but basically as you move up the line, you're just adding more drivers. So obviously a bookshelf has a tweeter and a woofer, and then you can go to a floor standard that has two bass drivers and a tweeter in a DePaulino design. And then as you move up to the larger floor standards, you just add more drivers. So that's how they're getting the wider frequency response. So obviously bookshelves don't play as deep as floor standards, and you get that by the cabinet size and by adding more drivers, so you can put more energy in the room.
All right, so that's some really good stuff. That is one thing I definitely didn't know is about the MDF sandwich and the difference in the cabinets. I didn't realize they used HDF on the entry level ones either. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So their whole philosophy is, again, let's just use the materials and what's available, modern materials, to get the best possible sound for the price point.
And Corey, did you have any other questions on the?
So some of this stuff, to some of my guys, it appears like it's coming out of left field, like they're brand new and they never heard of it before. So if you can lay some more backstory down and just mention how popular it is elsewhere.
We talked a little bit about we wanted to bring these back in to the U.S. because they haven't been here for a while. One of the things that really came to our attention was we were looking at all the reviews that these speakers have garnered throughout the entire line, not just the flagship, but even the 100 series, Hi-Fi Choice and StereoNet and Ear, Best Buy Awards. A lot of these are reviewers in places in Europe or the UK that a lot of Americans might not heard of, but worldwide they generate a lot of buzz. So the 100 series, even though it's The new generation just came out. They're winning all sorts of awards and great reviews. The 300 series, again, Hi-Fi Choice, Ear, Best Buy Awards, Hi-Fi World, AV Forums Editor's Choice, and moving to the 500 series again, it's, Hi-Fi World, Hi-Fi Choice, Ear, all of the awards, the great reviews, even French reviewers are loving these things. So that's one of the things we really wanted to bring them in, take a listen to them. And, the proof is really in the pudding. These things are reviewed really well. And when you plug them in and turn them on, you hear that. You hear the great sound reproduction at all their price points. So we wanted to bring them back to the US and reintroduce the US to a fantastic speaker line.
That's awesome. And how long exactly have they been around? These guys aren't just brand new, fresh, just because this is the first time we're hearing about them. They've been around a while.
No, the Acoustic Energy's been around since the 80s. So they're very well known, famous for their AE1, their first product. They were they never went away worldwide. It was just they kind of faded off a little bit into the background here in the United States, and we're very pleased to refocus on them.
That's awesome. Well, I'm super excited to hear these. Next couple episodes, I'm going to be unboxing the AE300s. I'm going to be unboxing the 300s, the 320s, and the 520s, and giving them a listen and showing you guys what they have to offer. So,
Fantastic.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us again, Eric. It was always a pleasure. I think that's all we have for you guys today. Make sure you like and subscribe below, and we will see you again next week for another episode of PHT TV.